You sit down to update your resume. If you don't sell products or manage a massive budget, summarizing your daily work can be overwhelming. It often feels like you are carrying a mountain of invisible effort that completely collapses the moment you try to put it on paper. Take Alex, a back-end organizer. When Alex tries to capture a year of hard work, the final result ends up looking like this: answered emails and updated manuals. If you work in sales, proving your value is straightforward. You point directly to the money you brought in. But if you work in support, administration, or operations, your daily contributions often fly right under the radar of hiring managers. The value of that support work is entirely real. It is simply lacking a unit of measurement. To translate your daily efforts into a language that employers understand, you can use a measurement tool called the 7 Dimensions of Operational Value. By shifting your perspective from a basic checklist of tasks to a record of measurable outcomes, you give recruiters concrete proof of the impact you bring to a team. The first 3 dimensions focus entirely on efficiency, the metrics that prove how smoothly you keep the engine running. This diagram breaks down the 7 dimensions, starting with speed. Look at how quantifying a bottleneck changes the story. Instead of stating that you improved a process, you show that your actions shrank client onboarding time from 14 days down to 9 days. Next is volume, which captures the sheer scale of the work environment you managed. Instead of just saying you supported the system, you would mention handling over 450 different technical channels that 50,000 people relied on every single month. The third dimension is cost. This is where you look for ways your improvements prevented waste. Automating a weekly report might save your team 12 hours of manual work every single week. Tying your everyday tasks to specific timeframes in scales proves to an employer that you actively drive efficiency rather than just passively completing assignments. Once you establish how efficiently you work, the next 3 dimensions measure how well you do it. Returning to our framework, let's look at quality. This measures accuracy and error reduction. A strong metric here shows you maintained a 98% documentation accuracy rating across 3 major product releases. Then we have risk. If you updated system protocols, you quantify that by noting your updates ensured 100% compliance with federal data security audits. Finally, satisfaction captures positive, measurable changes in sentiment. You might show that restructuring a knowledge base lifted internal developer satisfaction scores by 15%. Documenting your high accuracy and proactive error mitigation reassures an employer that hiring you means building a reliable, stable foundation for their team. That brings us to the 7th and often most intimidating dimension for anyone outside of the sales department: revenue. This section of the framework reveals how internal support work drives income. Even if you never make a pitch, you can show how designing clear technical documentation directly enabled the sales team to close 4 enterprise accounts worth $1.2 million. Bringing these newly defined metrics into a job interview completely changes the dynamic of the conversation. When a hiring manager asks a standard behavioral question about how you handle problems, you can confidently share the exact steps you took to automate that weekly report and save your team 12 hours of manual work. The raw numbers earn the interviewer's immediate attention. Explaining the context and the actions you took to achieve those numbers proves your competence and wins the job. Every single role, regardless of the department or the title on the door, generates measurable outcomes across these 7 dimensions. Look at the difference. The vague duty of answering emails fades away, replaced by a clear, data-driven record of speed, volume, and quality. Uncovering these numbers is often as simple as looking at your calendar or your sent folder from the last week. When you look at how many requests you handled or how quickly you responded, you'll find the evidence of your value has been there all along. You just needed this framework to see it. Identifying your metrics is the first step to securing the role you actually want. Here is how to take the next step. There's a lot more to help you at JobSearch.Community. Become an insider and get coaching from Jeff Altman, as well as video courses, books, and guides to help you. Or you can purchase individual products and services a la carte. We want to help. If you liked this, share it, leave a comment, click the like button, follow the channel. It will help other people if you do.